So it's this move here where you're in the 4-petal anti-spin, and then the left will float from the bottom, and then the right floats from the top. The left will float from the bottom, and then the right floats from the top. I swear, if you're technologically savvy, the right answer for this is you have a camera here, and you have a screen there, and you watch yourself, but the camera is right there so that you don't turn your body, because the problem is if you keep looking this way, when you get to this hand, you have to look that way. I don't find that it balances out. So if you have the technology to have a camera, even if it's not recording, just playing back, and you have a screen right there, I think that would be really useful. Where you go around in the flower, up, pendulum, down, and then go forward to go back into the 4-petal. Yes, up in the back, down in the front, and then go forward in the 4-petal. So up in the back, down in the front, then forward, up, back, down. Up, down, front, top, back, bottom. Up, down, front, top, back, bottom. Up, pendulum, down, front, top, back, bottom. Up, down, front, top, back, bottom. Up, down, front, top, back, bottom. Up, down, front, top, back, bottom, up, down, front, top, back, bottom, up, down, front, top, back, bottom, up, down, and so on. And so on, and so on. Only forever. Down, up, 6, 7, 8, really do better than me. 6, 7, 8, down and back, up in front, 6, 7, 8, down and back, up in front. And now let's go around the 4-petal, and then when you get to the top, add the float. And then instead of exiting this way, because I think there's 2 ways you can exit. What I'm doing with it is I'm floating down, floating up, and then I pull it to the back position because I'm doing the petal of the anti-spin before, when I come from here, before going into the float. Oops, that was a terrible float, sorry. And then I go into the back pedal because I do the loop there, and then I do the float, and then I come back. And I do the loop before, down, up, and back position. Your hands are doing this, right? And then when your left hand gets to the bottom and your right hand gets to the top, you slide them, and then you slide them again, and then you continue in your flower like this. And then slide, slide, and flower. And slide, slide, flower. We have them both back. One goes up on the back and one goes down on the back, but in split time. So if you start with your right arm up, you're doing backstroke, right? Because you're doing forward, you're doing the forward direction or overhand, but you're spinning an anti-spin. And then what happens is when you get back to that position, so at this position, your right hand would be stalling back to start your pendulum going down, and your left poi would be pendulum here and going up. So the 2 hands would be doing this. Your left goes up while your right goes down. And then both of them pendulum to the front side. Your left comes down while your right goes up. And you're back here, right where you would be for your flower. And then you do that again. Zunk, zunk, zoom. Now that's just the hand. Understanding the motion is a whole other thing. I think what's relevant is to think about both poi are like this, and they're gonna do that, right? So your left one's gonna move up, while your right one is going to move down. And then when you get to the top with your left, it's going to pendulum forward to there to float down, while your right one comes up on the front. So it's your regular flower, but you stop in the middle with a zhunk, zhunk. Regular flower, zhunk, zhunk. Regular flower, and maybe another way to look at it is zhunk, pendulum, zhunk. Flower and float, pendulum, float, flower, and float, pendulum, float, flower, and pendulum, float, pendulum float flower. Also, it's in split time. That's the other thing, it's in split time. So in my experience, I'm leading with my left hand. My left hand will get to the float before the right hand does. What I found helpful to even get the basic feel of the motion, not like I'm an expert with it, is to just start with getting both hands to do this much of it, the first half of the float, and not worrying about the second half of it to start out with. So your right one doing this and going down, and your left one doing that and going up. And you want to start, you've just started a comparable position, right? So if your right arm is up and your left arm is down, right? That is my take on it as well. So I am leading with my left hand, right? That is my experience of it as well. Okay, the first technique is to alternate hands. So do your left hand, then do your right hand, and just do one. You're here like this, your left hand done. Actually, you're here like this, your left hand does this, and then your right hand does this, and then you're back to circles here where your left hand does this, and you alternate each one doing the float, because that in itself is a thing, in my opinion. And if you're struggling with starting it like that, then do it like this. Bum, 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 bum. And then bum, 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 bum. Then bum, 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 bum. And being able to just pop into it